Hey everyone, this is Russell, and I want to welcome you guys to the training webinar for today. I am fired up. I'm working all day on this presentation, and it got me even more excited about this concept. And so I'm excited to be talking to you guys about it today. It's kind of fun because some of this stuff we're doing is like a revamp of stuff we've been doing over the last few years. And some of you guys may have seen today we launched a buyer magnet, and it's doing incredibly well right now. And it's just fun. This stuff that we're talking about. It's not just me talking or suggesting it. We're doing it right now in every market we're in, and we're going crazy with it. And it's the future, and it's all we're focusing on. So I'm glad you guys are part of this. I hope you guys see the vision, and if not, we're just gonna keep drilling into your head until you do. No, just joking. Anyway, I want to make sure you guys can all hear me. If you can hear me, please say hello in the question box if we're live. For those who are live, cool. Looks like you guys can hear me. Awesome. So we've got a lot of fun stuff to cover today. I have no idea how long this is going to go. It could go an hour, might go 2 hours, but the biggest key is we're going to cover everything and make sure we answer any questions and get you guys the information you need. Last week was great. It's been fun watching you guys kind of take the information, start researching your niche, and kind of going through all of that. This week we're going to start actually focusing on creating your buyer magnet. And so this is, at least for me, this is personally my favorite part. This is where it's really fun and you get to do and test out a bunch of just really cool and exciting things. And so I'm going to actually give you guys all the tools, all the resources you need. I'm actually going to be bringing one of your fellow students, Steve DeWitt, up live here in a few minutes. We're going to go through his Ask campaign that he was able to run this week and just kind of show you guys all the stuff that you need to be doing and in the order you need to do it. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I also hope you guys enjoyed the live coaching stuff. It's been really fun doing that with you guys. I encourage you to keep asking me questions. One thing I recommend is try to keep the questions, I got a couple back that were like 15 or 20 minutes long. Try to keep the questions to about 2 to 3 minutes. If you need to ask multiple questions, create multiple files. Just that way I don't have to listen for 20 minutes and then remember everything you had asked and then re-ask it. I'd rather you send like 3 or 4 2 or 3 minute ones, and I can just send back answers really quick. Okay. We didn't do an FAQ teleseminar or webinar this week, or last week. We were planning on it, but I think I only had one FAQ even submitted, and the rest all came through the live Q&As. And so we'll kind of play it by ear if we need to do those or not do those. So my game plan right now is to kind of gather all the questions you guys had from the week before, and then at the very beginning of the next week is to go over the ones that I think a lot of you guys had, the common ones that weren't just kind of like, some were just kind of out in left field. And so, but the ones that were common that a lot of you guys had, I want to address those just because if 1 or 2 people is asking it, or a couple people are asking it, obviously a lot more are thinking about it. Okay, and so that's what we kind of want to talk about. So first thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you guys this first. You guys see this design? So I wanted to map out like what the black box process is. And so I sketched it out on my little iPad, and I sent it to one of my designers, and he transformed it into this. And so this is kind of what we're building with you guys, and I would recommend. I printed one out for everyone here in my team. They all have it on their desk. Some of you guys should frame this. I don't know what you want to do, but this is the model, and this is the model that I'm doing over and over and over again. Other people are doing it. You should be doing it, and so I would definitely. I emailed all this to you guys. You have this graphic, but at least print it out and have it next to your desk as you're working. As you see, this is the entire black box process. Everything that we're doing, right? Last week, obviously, we talked about picking your market. This week, we're focusing on this section right here, which is the creating of your buyer offer, okay, your buyer magnet. And you notice down here it says what/secret. I'm going to talk about what that is today. Okay, so that's the focus of today. Then from there, we're going to drive into an invisible funnel case study page, which I believe we're talking about next week, which is the proof. And from there, we go to the actual invisible funnel, which is your premium invisible funnel training, where we cover the how-to. Then apply, where you help them implement for a high ticket dollar amount. Okay, and so this is kind of the entire thing. And so what's cool is we're going through and doing the coaching. You say, look, this week this is what we're focusing on. So let me just get all the pieces here and knock that out. I think one of the common questions for most of you guys I got were asking me questions about all this kind of stuff over here, like what should I sell for my high ticket thing? What should I sell? And what should I do over here? And the problem is, we can't focus over here yet. We got to focus way back here at the beginning stuff. I can't stress that enough, because if we get it right in the beginning, it's a lot easier to continue to get it right as we move forward. But if you get the initial, you get the market wrong, or you select the wrong offer, whatever it is, and you get that part wrong, and you create this whole entire thing. It can end up really, really wrong, where you spent 2 or 3 or 4 months building something and never make any money with it at all. In fact, I know when I first got started in this business, I met this guy, and he had been doing it for about 2 years. He'd been doing internet marketing, and he was super passionate about it. And I still remember he had written this ebook. And I wonder if it's still online. I should go check it out. I haven't looked him up in 4 or 5 years. So this is about 10 years ago when I first got started, and he had spent 2 years writing this book about how to make money with ebooks, and he was so passionate about it, and he had case studies, and it was a really good written product, actually. And he built it because that's what he wanted to do. And he tried to sell it, and he tried a million different ways to sell it, and he couldn't. No matter how hard he tried, he was not able to sell this product. I remember he used to come to me every couple months and be like, hey Russell, let's do a JV, let's promote this product, or help me, whatever I need to do. And I kept saying, I'm like, you know what, like this just not going anywhere. Like, because it's not going anywhere, you shouldn't keep focusing so much time and energy and effort on it. Like, you need to step back and create something new. And he said, Russell, I can't. I focused 2 years of my life on building this thing. It has to work. And I think that's one of the problems a lot of us get into, is we invest so much time and energy and everything into this thing that if it doesn't work, we don't really, we don't want to give up on it because we've spent so much energy. And so that's what's tough. And so what's nice about this model, we're talking about this free CD or the free DVD model, is you can create one of these things. I have literally, this week I probably created, not this week, but in the last like 7 to 10 days, I probably created 5 or 6 of these free plus shipping things. They're not that difficult to create. You can literally create it in an hour, as I will show you here in a little bit. But what's nice, you can create it, get the graphics design, throw it up there, try to sell it, and nobody buys. Boom, you lost maybe 2 or 3 hours of your time and maybe $100-200, okay? Which is a lot better than wasting 2 years of your life. And so this gives us the ability to kind of test things out and find out what's going to work before we commit so much of our energy and emotion into something, okay? A lot of us, we get so sold on our idea and we're so in love with it that because of that, we can't get past it. We can't grow, and we can't create what the market wants because we've created what we want. And it's important to get out of that. And that's why last week we spent so much time focusing on picking your market, and then not just picking them, but then asking them what they actually want. Okay, the worst problem I'm sure that most of you guys are going to have is you're going to try to create for your market what you think they need and not what they actually want. Okay, that's going to be, I would say, of all you guys who complete all these steps, that'll be the reason why those who fail do, is just because of that. They tried to create what they wanted and not what their market wanted. So that's why what we talked about last week was so critical, and I hope you guys all did that. If you haven't done it yet, you need to go back and do it. I wasn't suggesting it. I was telling you it because it's what works. Okay, so I'm going to come through here really quick and show you guys some of the other FAQs from last week. Okay, one of them, and this was a great one. I'm glad that I think 2 or 3 of you guys brought this up to me, is you went out and you did the keyword research stuff, and either you didn't find any search volume for it at all, or it was really difficult to figure out like what somebody who was buying your product would be searching for. Okay, and that's actually okay. I want to explain, because some markets I get into because they're a good market, and we know, like, we look at the searches and you see what's happening, you know it's a good market because of that. Okay, other markets we get into, it's not so much that people are searching for the topic, but we know that there's a big group of those people that are sitting around, and we can target them really easily. Okay, let me think of an example of that. Like for example, our neuropathy, our diabetic supplement, we knew that there are so many people that have diabetes. We knew that there were, X hundreds of thousands of people a month searching for neuropathy treatment. We knew how many people were searching for fibromyalgia treatment. We knew that the keyword research was amazing. So because of that, we created something, we stuck it out there, and boom, we started making money. Okay, now something with, like, for example, the buyer magnet we created today, that we launched today, which was our .com Secrets Labs print newsletter. You look at something like that, and there's not many people searching for A/B split test results, right? I'm probably one of like 8 people in the world that are obsessed with it, that are really digging in trying to find that. But I know that I have a big list of internet marketers who'd be interested in that, or I know there are other lists that I can find that would be interested in that topic. Okay, so I might not be able to find search data, but because I know exactly, I can identify who that group is, and I can identify where they're at, it's okay to go after those markets as well. Okay, does that make sense, you guys? So for those of you who are freaking out, like, oh no, no one's searching for my thing, it can be okay as long as you're able to find an existing market of those people. If you can't say here's a big form, or here's a big email list, or here's places I can find those people, then you know not to go after them, right? Okay. All right. So this is a good question back from Mary. I want to address this one right now before we move on. She said, "Hey Russell, I put out my survey on Facebook, LinkedIn, and after and list in 15 groups, only got one loud response. What is your one question starting an online business?" Okay, so her question was, what is your number one question about starting an online business? So this is going to be twofold. Number one is your question is probably too vague. Okay, you're saying, what's your number one question about starting an online business? That's such a big thing. Like what is somebody, like where do you start? Like my number one question is, how do I get a website, or maybe how do I get traffic, or how do I? You need to break it down a little more niche specific. So say, what's your number one question about how to drive traffic from Facebook to your website? Okay, see how you're breaking it down deeper. Or what's your number one question about how to get your WordPress site online in the next 30 days, in the next 24 hours, or whatever. It needs to be more niche specific. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, if nobody's filling out your response, you got to give them a better bribe. You got to give them something to make them want that thing that you talked about, right? If a free copy of the product's not good enough, just say, hey, by the way, my name is so-and-so, and this is what I do, and this is some value that I have in the world. If anyone takes a survey, I'm going to give you this thing, or I'm going to invite you to this free web class, or I'm going to give you a copy of my ebook, or whatever it is, some kind of value to bribe people to do it. Sometimes bribery, it works. Actually, all the time bribery works. Who am I kidding? Works on my kids. It works on my clients, my students. Works on everyone. So figure out ways to bribe them to do it. Okay. So let me come back to this. So number one is not enough search volume. Now, one thing I'm always looking for when I go into a new market is are there solo ads that I can rent in that market? Okay. Because solo ads for me are the fastest and the easiest way to get traffic to anything, to your survey page. I'm excited we're going to be showing Steve's survey results here in a minute, but Steve happened to have a list already, so it made it a lot easier for him to get. I think he had over 100 responses back because he had a list and he was able to get people quickly from there. And a lot of times, if I can find a solo ad list, I can go and I can buy traffic very, very quickly as well. Now in the internet marketing space, there's a lot of people selling solo ads, so that's easy. If you're not in my market, it's okay. There are still solo ads you can find. I'm going to show you guys how we do that. So I open up Google, and for example, when I was looking for solo ads for our nerve pain product, I went to Google and I typed in, make this big so you guys can all see it. Typed in diabetic email advertising. I'm looking for people that have diabetic email lists that I can rent. So I came here, Constant Contact. They're selling email autoresponder services, vertical response, autoresponder. Anyway, these first three, they're selling autoresponder services. It's not there. But I come down here and check this out. Very first listing, diabeticgourmet.com. So I clicked on here. I can check it out. So Diabetic Gourmet, this is their website. They got recipes for diabetes. I'll make this bigger so you can kind of see it. So I come down here, it says click here to access our online media kit. So it means they have an online media kit. I can scroll down here and say, okay, here's my advertising products. They have a magazine sponsorship, email advertising. Boom. For me, that's like my holy grail. If this is email advertising, I'm in. I come down here, their audience people, diabetes, perfect for what I'm selling. Scroll down, highly targeted. Boom. So that'll tell me a little bit about the market. If I click right here on their media kit, it'll take me to a page where it shows me usually more information. Okay, here's all the different types of things they have. So email advertising, I'll click here, and we'll see what they give me. Okay, they got email ads. I want to see how many people it goes out to. So all their clients are 100% double opt-in. Boom, there's an example. This is what my ad would look like. So here's the newsletter that goes out to the diabetic news, and boom, my ad would show up there right in the middle. That's kind of cool. All right, so this one goes out to 29,000 people, 26,000 people, and 48,000 people. So there's a newsletter I can go and buy, and and it looks like I'm paying $529 to get my email sent out to 48,000 people. Not too shabby. So there's one place I would go. Okay, and that's just the very first listing in Google. And I come back here. Okay, let's check out the next one. This is Nextmark. This is a whole place you can rent thousands of email lists. Here's another one, Capo Marketing. Click here. Scroll down, email advertising. Boom. Oh, this might be, that's the same one. That's the second page I went to. Diabetically. Anyway, so I start going through Google and I start searching for lists in my market. So if you're in the Forex market, I go Forex, email advertising, and see if there's any Forex lists I can rent. Forex list, email marketing. Click here. Okay, that's not one. That's a freelancer project. Advertising for Forex, FX, and Forex companies. Boom, they've got solo ads I can buy here. Okay, so you guys see how I do this? It's not rocket science. I just see if is there ads I can rent out there that I can send my email to. Now, for those of you guys who have no idea what solo ads are, I'll give you a quick 2-minute thing. We're going to cover this in a lot of detail when we get to the traffic section. I just want you guys to be aware of this. So basically, there's people out there that have big email lists, right? So this guy has a list of 50,000 people. This guy's got an email list of 100,000 people. This gal's got an email list of 30,000, whatever it is. And I want, obviously, their traffic from their list. I want them to promote my thing. So it might be my ask campaign. When my free plus shipping thing is done, it'll be my free plus shipping thing. But I can go to this list and I can pay this person $300, $400, $500, and they'll email out to their entire list an ad that goes to my website here, and boom, I can start getting traffic really, really quick. Okay. So the reason I was showing you guys that is not because you're going to be, most of you guys aren't going to buy solo ads right now, but I want you to know that's a lot. For me personally, it's a big thing I look for when I'm looking at a market is, are there solo ads in that market? If there's solo ads in that market, it means I know that I can start, after I test my thing on Facebook and other things, I can start growing and start scaling my offer because I can buy traffic in other people's lists. Okay, so that's kind of just something to think about as well. All right. And then the other question I mentioned earlier is a lot of people are just jumping way ahead, and I just want to emphasize you guys, like, focus on the fundamentals. Focus on the first thing first, because if we get the market thing right, then we'll get the buyer magnet right. If we get the buyer magnet right, we'll get the invisible funnel right. And so let's focus on those things in the order, and that way you guys will be prepared to build the funnel out correctly. Okay? All right. So we got a lot of fun stuff to cover today, and I hope you guys are fired up. So what I'm going to do right now to kind of begin with is I'm going to show you guys, just to get your guys' minds back into this buyer magnet thing. If you watched the 4-hour webinar, obviously I showed you guys a bunch of them, but I want to show you guys, kind of show a couple of those again, and then dig deeper. So this is what I showed you before. This is the free credit card knife. So I was talking to Ryan and Perry about this. When they launched this this buyer magnet, they called it a tripwire offer. When they launched this on Facebook, I think the first month they did like 120,000 sales on it. They added 120,000 buyers to their list in like I said, in 1 month. Okay, not too shabby. This is one I saw they put out a little while ago called these Survival Seeds playing cards. I got my stack sitting here right next to me. But these are survival cards that they do, same thing, free plus shipping, and they ship you out this thing. Now this one's kind of interesting. I don't know if any of you guys watch Shark Tank, but on Shark Tank, they had this weight loss couple that was on there, and they had made like $250,000 a year selling these like workout card decks, where each card had a different workout, and they'd show these different workout cards, and they were making a killing, like $250,000 a year selling these things. And I saw this, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do that for my weight loss business and just make weight loss survival cards, and boom, it'll be a tripwire we'll launch in a week or two from now. Okay, because it's very simple and easy to put together. Okay, so I want you guys thinking, because we're going to focus a lot on making a free CD or free DVD, but there's other things you can do out there in your market. What are other cool gadgets or things that people want? This is one we're going to be launching in about a week from now. Oh, wait, excuse me. This is one I saw from one of my friends in the real estate market. His name's Preston Eli, and his site, or his website's freemoneytea.com, and his free offers this free shirt. And now I ordered the shirt. I got one of them sitting right here. It's like the ugliest, like, the shirt was ugly, which is kind of disappointing. You don't get a chance to like pick a size or anything. But conceptually, it was really cool, right? It was like this free T-shirt, and it was just a unique. And if somebody who's in the real estate space would be like, "Man, I'll pay $3 for a real estate. I buy houses cash right now. Ask me how T-shirt." And so that's what he did. And I don't know his stats. There's numbers on it, but I know he's doing. I know he told me he's been doing really well and selling a ton of these T-shirts. Okay, so I saw that, and I was like, "Man, how can I make a buyer magnet like that?" And so, excuse me, I called up a local a local company around here. There's t-shirts, and I said, I want to order 1,000 t-shirts. What's it going to cost? And they gave me the pricing on it. Then I went to a designer. I had him design a t-shirt. And in fact, I'm going to give you guys his information. So if you want to have him design t-shirts for you, it was relatively cheap. And check out the t-shirt design he made for us. And again, we're going to be launching this in about 2 weeks from now. It says, I'm a list building, internet marketing, product creating, sales funnel building, traffic driving, sales generating, copywriting, conversion optimizing machine. So this is going to be our internet marketing t-shirt that, hey, check it out. We're giving it away for free. Just to get people into our funnel, get buyers into our funnel, and give them something cool that they're going to be like, man, .com Secrets and Russell and what they're doing is just really, really cool, right? Yeah, Lori just posted, very, very cool. So that's one thing we're doing, is give away free plus shipping on t-shirts. Okay, on t-shirts. And we're going to do this. We're probably going to give away 1,000 of them. And then when they're done, we're going to retire this shirt forever and then come out with a new shirt. Or maybe it's a mug, or maybe it's playing cards, or maybe it's an MP3 player or something. But we're just going to each month roll out cool new things like this that are just unique and exciting and set us apart from what everybody else is doing. And with our shirts, we spend extra money because I didn't want the cheap, crappy t-shirts from back here. And so we bought some different sizes and bought like really awesome quality. So like this is a shirt that if you guys got, you'd actually wear all the time. And so that's kind of what, again, another tripwire or another buyer magnet, whatever you want to call it, that we're doing here. Okay. All right. Here's the one. James said, I'm going to be ordering one. Yes, you should order multiple. Just kidding. Okay. So this is a free plus shipping that we kind of did a soft launch last week inside of our sales funnel. So I think some of you guys already saw it. But we just launched this today to our list, and right now it's going like crazy. And I actually got the books here. I got one sitting in front of me. It is amazing. For those of you guys who've gotten here so far, it's a thick 141-page book with 108 of our best split tests in there. And boom, this book's completely free. They just come here, put in their information, and it's got, these are all the split tests that are inside of the book. And it's a free thing they get. Pay free plus shipping, and boom, now they're a buyer into our funnel. Okay, you guys seeing how cool this is? Like it's such a cool way to introduce yourself to your audience. Like, especially if you're new in a market, or if you've been around for a long time, you're trying to like re-energize your audience. You know, like my list, we've had our list for 10 years now, and I'm just trying to figure out like how do we use these cool tools just to get everyone back on fire. Where .com Secrets is like the coolest thing in the world. And then, do you know what's kind of funny? I'm not gonna name names or anything like that. But we launched this, and then within like 2 hours later, our biggest competitor just sent out a big email promoting, they've got a split test book that's got 43 split tests in it, and they're like, hey, check out our 43 split tests, which makes you laugh because we just promoted our 108 split tests. I think theirs is like $47 and ours is free. And so you can tell we're annoying then, just because, you know, the products that they're selling for $47, we're giving 10 times the value for free. And it's going to get all these people coming in and interested and engaged with what we're talking about. And suddenly it makes our brand relevant again. And it makes us new and exciting and hip. Okay, and the same thing when you guys are entering into a market. If you're the ones bringing this cool, unique, interesting stuff, these buyers are going to start flooding to you. And you're going to start building an amazing list of the right types of people, the people that you want on your list. Okay? All right, so there's that one. Anyway, so there's a whole bunch of them. Now, I've got a couple more. Let me pull up. I wasn't planning on showing these, but I think this would be cool. So, Trello is my project management software that I use. Okay, so so my Potato Gun DVD, we're making a free plus shipping version of our Potato Gun DVD. So this was our old DVD we used to sell for a whole bunch of money. This is what it kind of looked like here. And then we're getting a free plus shipping one made right now. So we got a mailer that looks like this. And I'll show you guys why this is important here in a minute, because you'll be making mailers kind of similar. But boom, there's the free plus shipping. So what we're doing is giving away this free DVD on the front end. Then we upsell our Potato Gun plans, and then we upsell them actual Potato Gun plans. That's the new funnel that we're rolling out here. Okay, this is another one that we just created. And any of you guys listen to my podcast. I've been doing this Marketing Your Car podcast for the last 6 months or so. And so I took the first 50 episodes and I put them all in one CD, and boom, we're going to give this away for free plus shipping. Again, just cool things we can give to our audience that'll engage them and get them excited and get them just interested in what we've got to talk about, because we're the ones always giving away cool stuff, right? Like this, for example, I have no idea how many you're going to sell with this, but my total investment was maybe $200 to get somebody to design this and upload it to Disc Delivered, like I'll show you guys here in a minute. and I can test it out. And if it works, great. We got this huge new buyer magnet. If it doesn't work, I wasted $200 and maybe an hour or two of my time. Okay, and so that's what's kind of cool about this, you guys, is you can test out things on the fly and just see what's going to work and see what's not going to work and have some fun with it. Okay, all right. So before we dive deep into the actual creation of your guys' buyer magnets, what I want to do is Steve went through and he did a great job doing an ask campaign this week, and I want to show you guys how we take an ask campaign like he did here and how we turn this into your system outline. Okay, and if you don't know what I'm talking about with system outline stuff, go back to last week's webinar. I talk a lot about it, but this is kind of the first phase in all this stuff we do. In fact, let me pull up. This is the handouts I sent you guys before the webinar. You should have them there with you. But if you scroll down here, so first step, if you remember, is taking all the questions you get from people, to submit them in and turn them into an outline. So this shows you how we took all of our potato gun questions and turned them into an outline for our potato gun product. Okay, and so that's kind of what we're going to do right now with Steve. Now, while we're going through this exercise, there's a couple of things I want you to just kind of think about while we're doing it. Okay, so first thing, we're going to create your system outline. This is going to be your outline. And again, this outline, you're going to use it in multiple places. It'll be what you teach during the invisible funnel training. It's going to be what you're helping people implement on your high-end coaching. And it's going to be what your case study is going to be focused on. And ideally, it's going to be what your free CD is going to be based around as well. Okay, so that's why this is important. All right. Oops. Sorry, I got a ton of pages open here. Too much fun stuff to show you guys. Okay. I'll try to get back to here. There we go. Okay, so when you're creating your free plus shipping thing, there's usually two core. I guess I'd almost say there's three ways to do it. Number one is just making something that's really, really cool, right? A knife or a T-shirt or playing cards, or something that's just super, super cool that doesn't really have anything to do with your back-end products, but it's just cool. Okay, that's one type of buyer magnet you can create. Okay, the second type is your what. Okay, it's the overview of what it is you're teaching. Okay, so for example, back in the day, we had a training course called micro continuity. And on the back end here, we're teaching people how to make a micro continuity site. Okay, we were giving them the how-to. Okay, the product they were buying was a how-to. But we gave them it was an MP3 player, a free MP3 player that had a bunch of audios where I was explaining what micro continuity was. Does that make sense? That's why it says what down here. I'm explaining what it is. Okay, so for example, like Steve, and we may decide to go this direction with Steve. I'm not sure yet until we kind of dig deeper into it. But with Steve, he's in the Forex niche. His free CD might be an overview of his Forex system. Okay, here's my Forex system. The first thing you do is this. Second thing you do is this. Third thing you do is this. And in an hour, he's going to give an overview of what his system is. Okay, that is a what type of buyer magnet. Okay, so that's where you're teaching overview, and then the product is the how-to, where you're actually breaking it down. You're showing someone how to do what you just showed them over here. So here I'm showing you, here's the micro continuity site, here's a Forex system, here's a weight loss system, and over here you're teaching, let me show you how to do it. And you break it down and you get into a lot more detail, and you give a lot more because you have a lot more time and space to dig a lot deeper into it. Okay. So that's what we're looking for, is usually the what your system is, or the second thing it can be is the secret. Okay. Now the secret is I look back and I find, like, what's of my entire system, is there one thing that's so prolific and so different and so unique that if I told somebody about that, it would blow their mind. They'd be like, wow, that is awesome. Okay. For example, if you look at .com Secrets Labs. .com Secrets Labs is not a system. I'm not teaching somebody how to do A/B split testing or teach them how to start a business. I'm just showing them one cool thing, which are my split test results. Okay, I'm pulling out one secret. Do you want the results of my secret split tests? Boom, here it is. Okay, you guys see that? So when you're designing this, you got to pick which one you want to do. Like I said, I want you guys to get good at creating multiple of these, because a lot of times in most businesses you're gonna have multiple front ends. Okay, but right now I want to pick one, obviously. But you need to decide, is yours gonna be like a what my system is, or am I gonna be able to have one secret that I pull out and I just focus my entire front end on that? Okay, and both of them work really, really good. The fun thing with this secret, especially if it's something that that's unique or something that people don't know about, it can be really, really powerful. But the key is you have to be very prolific. I've seen people who've attempted this, and I saw some in the weight loss space actually attempt this, and they went and their whole their big secret was that you should drink water before you eat each meal. That was it. And they charge people to learn the secret. People got it, and it's like, hey, this is the big secret. Before you eat any meals, you drink 2 cups of water. If you do that, you're going to be more hydrated, and your stomach will be full, and you're not going to get as much. You're not going to be as hungry while you're eating, and you'll lose weight. Okay, now while that's true, and it's can be interesting, I guess. It's not really prolific. It's kind of like saying, hey, this is the big secret to weight loss. You've got to eat less calories than you work off. Okay, like, yeah, that's true. But it's not like this secret prolific thing. You want something that when someone listens to it, they get like that aha moment where they're like, wow, that is really, really cool. For example, if you look at Eben Pagan used to own a company called Double Your Dating, and they were one of the biggest dating information product businesses in the world. And he had his big secret was the KISS test. And it didn't have to be super complicated. It was really simple, actually. Probably even too simple. I would, in your guys' situation, I would expand it further than this. But his big secret was one paragraph, and it was called the KISS test. And basically, what he said, look, when you want to kiss a girl, the secret is you got to go and you reach your hand up and you push her hair behind her ear. And if she leans forward, if she leans towards you a little bit, that means she wants you to kiss her. If she doesn't, it means she does not want you to kiss her. And that is the KISS test. Just move her hair and see what happens to her head. How's it tilt? And that's kind of a good strategy, right? Now, if it was me and I was making like an actual free CD type thing, you got to bulk it up a little bit. So I might share the KISS test, but then maybe I would show some examples and show, like videos of me doing it with the girl and seeing, because you'd hate to be caught off guard. You think she's leaning, but she's just sneezing, and next thing you know, it's this big mess, right? And so I would dig deeper and kind of show how that secret works, and then boom, from there it leads people into the rest of what you're doing. Okay. All right. So I hope that kind of makes sense. So that's why here in your system overview, I talked about first creating your system outline, and then deciding which one of the buyer magnets you're going to create. Either your what, which is an overview of your system, or if you've got one really prolific secret you can pull out, then let's focus on that one secret. Okay, I'd say for most of you guys, you're probably going to do the what, the overview of your entire system, unless you've got that one thing that's just like so awesome and so different and sexy that you want to pull that out. Okay, for example, in the weight loss space, our secret, our offer that we're doing for free plus shipping is this diet plan where you eat chocolate, you eat butter, and you drink oil every single morning. And when you do that, you get tons more energy, your mind's alert, and you lose a ton of weight, and it's amazing. And so it's one secret. And what we do is we have the gurus for that business. We have a video of them inside their kitchen making this breakfast chocolate buttery oily shake, and it's awesome though, because it's a really good hook. Like, how would you like to wake up every morning, drink chocolate, eat butter, and lose weight? And that's kind of this big secret thing. And so that's what we're doing for our buyer magnets. It's such a unique secret. Initially, before we kind of had stumbled upon this as our secret, we're looking at more of like, let's walk through an overview of this is the Body Evolution Weight Loss Program. And that was what we were going to do until we identified one secret that was just so sexy and unique that we decided to pull that out and create that into the free plus shipping thing. Okay? All right, so let's do this right now. I'm going to open up Steve's stuff. And I'm going to pull Steve on as a presenter. I'm not going to have you present, but I want to be able to talk to you. I want to be able to pick your brain because I don't know your market very well. Let's see. I'm going to make you a panelist. Let's see if I can hear you. Can you hear me, Steve?
I can.
Awesome. Can you guys all hear Steve as well? Cool. Awesome. Well, so tell me first, I know you've been going through this process pretty intensely over the last week, and I'd love to hear just kind of your feedback so far from running the Ask campaign and what you learned just kind of going through it so far. I'm curious of you you've been in this market for what, 10 years now, 8 years now? Quite a while.
Yeah, about 10 years.
So 10 years. Would love to know kind of what you learned about your audience just kind of going through this process.
It's kind of funny because what we learned from our audience, I think, and you mentioned it earlier actually, I think we we try to give the audience what we think they need, and by doing this process, it really brought me back to ground zero on what it is that the trader needs out there or wants out there. And the answers to the questions that I received weren't a shock, but it really turned the light bulb on and said, dude, you've been traveling too far away from the basics and what the people need.
Yeah. It's interesting. I think all of us go through that. Like, we get bored with our own content a lot of times, and so we try to migrate to these other things that are exciting for us. A lot of times we're leaving our core audience in the dust, and they don't know what we're talking about, right?
Exactly.
Very cool. So you ran this. How you did your list? Did you do anything else, Facebook or anything else, or mostly your list primarily?
I did it on Facebook as well. I received a couple of responses. As a matter of fact, there's 3 or 4 top-notch traders in this list of people who asked me questions, which I was very shocked to see. It was very exciting to see that that I'm actually, that professional traders out there actually responded to me, as well as it started to build my Facebook list. I went from, I think, 60 likes to 86 likes or something.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, we had one of our guys that's doing this as well. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and he went out, and it was interesting. He kind of wanted to interview, jiu-jitsu people, but he was more curious on like what the other black belts did. So he actually went to like a black belt section of some site and just said, hey, if you were a black belt and you were starting from scratch, what would be the top 10 things you would want to focus on? And so we kind of tweaked it a little bit for what he wanted to do. But same thing, he's like, I got back these things from these like amazing people that I didn't know they knew who I was, and now we're friends, and it's kind of interesting. It's very cool. Okay, so let's see how many questions you have getting back? You got back, looks like about 77 responses. So that is awesome. For most of you guys, I would try to run it till you get 50 to 100 people or so. And again, sometimes it's hard if you're doing it primarily on Facebook. It doesn't always have to be a super formal, submission of a flycatcher page either. I've seen some people successfully just go into a forum on Facebook and just say, "Hey guys, this is what I'm doing. We'd love for you to comment back and let me know what your number one question is," and just do it more informally as well. So you can do it both ways. Like I said, both ways work, but it's just the key is that you're doing it and finding out kind of what you got. So what I'm going to do here, Steve, is I'm going to this was my product, and what I was doing, I would go through and I'd start creating kind of an outline. So name of your business is Forex Impact, right? Or
Forex Confidential.
Confidential, sorry.
It's all right. I know who you're talking about, though.
I was looking at their site earlier today. That's why. As I was preparing for everything, I'm looking at, yeah. Okay. So what I would do is, and again, we got some confusion last week, people talking about because I was saying like chapter 1, chapter 2, and they were saying, well, you're writing a book, or what are we doing? So I'm just going to break this up into modules. So module number 1, let's see, let me put this, that way it can be a book, it can be CD, it can be whatever it's going to be. Number 2, module.
So as you're typing
3.
this, I went through all the questions and made a list of the questions that came up the most, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I just followed your outline, and so I came up with the 6 most asked questions.
Cool.
And then I went through your outline again to come up with the overall answer, not the overall answer, I guess the T's answer to their question.
Uh-huh.
So like the number one thing was, is there a profitable trading system with exact, easy to follow rules that works in all time frames? And so, okay, so people were asking about profitable trading systems. So my answer to that is to get somebody to come to a webinar or to get the free CD or whatever direction I go into, discover the only Forex trading system we use and the secret SPY trade that will guarantee minimum risk and explode your profits.
That was good.
I just did this with every single one, just following your cue. And
Uh-huh.
I think I came up with some killer stuff.
Okay, this is cool. Let's come back. So tell me the number one question. I got half it typed out, not all of it. So I said, is there a profitable trading system?
Is there a profitable trading system with exact, easy to follow rules that works in all time frames. Because when we trade in different time frames. So
Cool. And then
so that right there, that module 1 right there takes care of basically 3 different questions all in one. People were asking about profitable trading system. They were asking about trading system that they could follow easy rules, and they were asking what time frame works the best.
Yeah, I love it. You do a whole webinar just on that. Okay, now let's talk about the headline or the bullet point you created for that. So discover the only.
I came up with, and I've tweaked these a couple of times, and they still need to be tweaked. But discover the only forex trading system we use, and the secret quote unquote spy trade that will guarantee minimum risk and explode your profits.
Your profits. Love it. Okay, so spy trade, is that something other people in your market have used, or is that kind of your term?
No, that's mine, dude.
Love it.
I've got 2 killer things that are mine that I'm digging.
You guys, this is the big key. Like when you're creating stuff, if you can make up your own terms that are unique to you, it's hugely powerful. Like one of my biggest courses we ever did was micro continuity. And just the fact that we called it micro continuity, I can't tell you. I still go to events today. People come up to me, I bought your micro continuity thing, and it changed everything. Like just this term we coined was huge. And so spy trade is a cool. I mean, we might come back to that here in a second because I think there's some, and that could be the whole secret is the secrets. You know, spytradesecrets.com or whatever that is for the free thing. But we'll come back to that. Awesome. Okay. We got some of you guys commenting that you like that you're seeing the power of this now. This is really cool. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go into module number 2. What was the next kind of core question you got out of here?
The next core question was probably when is the best time of day to trade? Because Forex is open 24 hours a day. You can trade anytime you want to. But people are like, when is the best time to trade? And so I put as my kind of response, or my comment would be, we will reveal to you the lazy man's way to trade in only 15 minutes a day.
Only 15 minutes a day.
Because people are concerned about time. People have jobs, people have families, all that stuff. Well, if I could learn to trade for profit in 15 minutes a day, I'm in.
Love it. Who here wants to learn how to trade the lazy man's way? Just in our group. I bet we can sell half of the guys here right now. All right, we've closed 3 sales for you. I want my commission. All right, module number 3.
Okay.
Did you say you have 6 of these or 5 of these? How many did you have?
I have 6.
Cool.
What size of trading account should I start with? That was a big thing, because you can literally start with $50 on up to whatever you want to start with.
Gotcha.
So my comment to this is kind of long, and I want to bring it down, but maybe I don't. I don't know. You'll learn the proper account size for you to be trading with, and more importantly, the exclusive, in quotes, underground way to compound your earnings to the sky. Now that might be a little bit too much, but it's a very true statement, compounding and how we do it.
To compound your earnings to the sky?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right, question number 4.
How long will it take me to become successful?
Okay.
And I have discover the hush-hush undisclosed number 1 secret to becoming a winning trader fast, and how I will coach you every day for your success.
Trader fast, and how I
will coach you every day for your success.
Day to success. Cool.
5 is, how do I keep my emotions out of trading?
trading?
And the answer to that is learn the discipline secrets we use to make sure you always keep your head in the game. And I don't like that one, but I have a PowerPoint that I want to turn into a DVD or at least a CD called The Inside Game. And the Inside Game is all about your brain on Forex, basically.
Cool. Well, I understand that one. I'm not a trader by any stretch of the imagination, but like about a year and a half ago, I got excited about like silver investing. So I bought all this silver and spent way more money than I should have. And then like I downloaded a little gold silver app on my phone, and literally like every I don't know, 5-6 minutes I look at it, see if it go up or down. And I was freaking out for like 2 months, and I was sick to my stomach. And I realized I should not be a trader, because like every time it went up like half a little bit, I was like so excited and freaking out, and then go the other way. And throughout the day, it was like this emotional roller coaster. So I definitely understand there's emotions to it that people like me don't want to trade because of them. So, okay, number 6.
The last one is how do I find a solid course or a solid mentor to help me learn how to trade? Because of basically there's, like any other industry, there's a bunch of nonsense out there.
Yeah.
And so how do we find something real? And I didn't finish this one, and I'm looking at it going, why didn't I finish it? But I have something called quads, which is QUADS, quads, like your quads in your arms almost. And that's another one of my kind of preparatory secret gigs. And I want to incorporate how I teach people how to use quads, or how easy it is to use quads. And people have never heard that before in trading quads. Maybe a few people, but
cool.
I need to finish that one.
You flushed it out, yeah. No, but this is awesome. Okay, so I want to kind of step back for everyone who's watching. So obviously went through all these questions, had a chance to read through them all, and just figure out like of all the things that these people are asking me, like what are the core similar desires that my market has, and we're able to break them down over here. Now this outline, obviously, this is something that's it's not a complete outline, but it gives you the foundation that you know now exactly what your audience wants. And so what Steve can start doing now is start flushing this out. So module 1, I'm going to talk about this, but what are the other things I would want to talk about here as well? So he can say, I'm going to talk about this and this and this, and he can start bulking this up to become eventually his where are we at? Become like his invisible funnel, and then the back end coaching and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But this is really like the foundation, guys, is having this piece first. When you have this, I promise you, it'll open up so many different things. Now, there's one huge thing that pops out to me. Like when I look at this whole thing, and this is just because today we're talking about buyer magnets, obviously. So for a buyer magnet, I look at this and there's a couple things. We talked about the 2 different types of systems. One is where we have the overview of like your entire Forex system, or the second one is trying to find a secret. And I'm guessing this is the same with you, Steve, but like this one right here just jumps out at me as like, this is a winner right here. Don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, like I said, that's just like this sexy, exciting thing. It's the one, I'm guessing, did you have the most people ask that question as well?
Most people ask, it's kind of it's like I said, it's kind of a trifold question almost, because you'll get a lot of, how can I learn a profitable system? Or how can I learn a good system that's easy to follow? Or how can I learn a profitable system that works for my trading time? And a lot of it kind of coexisted with one another, so to speak, I guess. So I kind of broke it down into a more solid question. So if somebody reads that, that's going to hit 70% of these questions have to do with either profitable trading, easy to follow rules, or different time frames.
Awesome. I love it. Okay, before we move on, Chris asked a really good question here. As we're kind of making these bullet point statements, he was asking, like with stuff like this, how do we keep clear of FTC laws and regulations where, like, and so what I would say right now, you guys, is don't worry about that at this point in the stage. Right now, we want to brainstorm. And if we're limited by like what the government will or won't allow us to say, it keeps you from being creative. So right now, just like brain dump everything, write headlines and bullet points the best you can. And before everything goes live, we'll go back and clean those things up and make sure that they're compliant. And I can show you guys kind of how to protect yourself. And if you want to hire lawyers, I can show you the lawyers we hire that look through our stuff just to make sure it's compliant. But be very careful not to stifle yourself during this creative period of the creation process, because if you do, everything else will kind of suffer because of it. A lot of the copywriters I work with, the way they write an entire sales letter, and they promise the world, they claim everything, and they give it to you, and then you have to come back and clean up and chisel down and try to make everything compliant. But it's important that they don't build it that way, because if they build it with like all this restrictions and things like that, it closes down your creativity. So for right now, don't worry about that. Again, before we publish anything or make anything live, we can go and clean those things up. But for now, just have fun with it. Write and create promises the way that you would if there was no such thing as the government out there. And then when we get to the editing part, we'll focus on cleaning it up and doing it that way. Okay, so good questions. Well, I appreciate, Steve, you being a guinea pig for this. I'm going to take this concept right here. I'm probably going to mute you and just start going back to the trading part. But I'm going to use this SPY trading as kind of the foundation for it. And feel free to just copy the stuff I say if you want to use it, or not if you don't want to use it. But I'd say, like, if this was me, this is the direction I'd go from here. And for all you guys who are listening, like I said, this is the exact same process. I want you guys going through this process for yourselves as well. If you have questions like this along the way, that's why go to the members area, submit me a question, and I can say, yes, that's a good hook, or that's going to be a bad hook, or whatever it is. But I want to make sure that you guys are seeing this happening live so you know how to replicate it with yourselves. So thanks, Steve. I appreciate you being willing to share all this kind of stuff and doing your homework this weekend.
Yeah, thanks, dude. I really appreciate your help, man.
Yep, no worries. Okay, I'm going to mute you out here. I may unmute you if I need you, but we're good for a minute. Okay. All right, so from right now, this is the piece that we are going to pull out for Steve's buyer magnet, okay? Because again, it's the sexiest, it's a secret. We had a what or we had a secret, and we're going to focus with him on a secret because we found one that I think is really, really good, okay? Whenever I look at creating anything like this, the core, I would say the most important thing for all of us is finding the right hook, the right secret, the right, whatever you want to call it, because that's what drives everything, is how you name something and what the design looks like. Sounds like a dumb thing. You always hear your whole life growing up that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but hey, guess what? People judge a book by its cover. So just the name of it is very, very important. And so the first thing I'm gonna do right now that we've got kind of Steve's secret here with the SPY trade, I really like that. What I would do first, I'd go and buy a domain name. So there's a lot of places you can buy a domain name. It doesn't really matter. But I'm going to go to GoDaddy.com because this is one probably most of you guys have heard about before. And I would type in SPYTradeSecrets.com and I'd see if it was available. I like putting secrets on the end of everything. Okay, SPYTradeSecrets.com is available. Steve, if I was you, I'd go buy that right now because that's what I would use if I was you. If SPY Trade Secrets wasn't available, I'd try SPY Trader Secrets. I would try Instant SPY Trade Secrets. I would try the SPY Trade Secrets or Underground SPY Trade Secrets. But I love having the word secret because it invokes curiosity. Okay, people are like, oh, it's not a secret, I already know everything. It doesn't matter, it works. We were talking about this last week. Our lead programmer was out here in Boise, and we were talking about how I call everything secrets. Like literally, our company name is .com Secrets. The new offer we're working on is called Wealth Transfer Secrets. I just bought Wrestling Secrets, Body Evolution Secrets, Overcome Pornography Addiction, or Overcome Pornography Secrets. Like I put secrets on everything, and we were talking about how one of my events, someone's like, well, I don't like the word secrets. I like strategies or techniques or whatever. And I said, that's fine. If you don't like money, then call it something else. But if you like money, I would call it secrets. So that's just my own personal opinion. You don't have to do secrets, but if you can, it just works. For whatever reason, it works. So try to get secrets. Now, when you buy it through GoDaddy or whatever host you guys buy it through, they're going to try to upsell you on like a bajillion things. Say no to every single thing. Okay, we're going to show you. I think week 4, we're going to get your websites and all that stuff set up, and we'll be using our software to do it all. You don't need to have any hosting or anything. Our site will take care of everything. So just buy it so you have it, and then that's it right now. Don't buy any of the upsells. Don't point your DNS. Don't do anything else. They're going to try to upsell you like crazy. It shouldn't end up, if it costs you more than, I think it's $12.99, it means that you accidentally didn't unclick one of the boxes they tried to get you to upgrade on. So just buy the domain and try to and again, don't buy any of the upsells, and that's it. Just get the domain. Okay. All right, let me pull back up the notes. So I'm gonna go through the notes here. So again, we talked about step 1 is creating your system outline, figuring out if it's gonna be a what or your secret. All right. Now down here, now getting the assets you need for your buyer magnet. Okay, there's some assets we need to have collected this week so we can start creating everything. So the first thing again is your domain name. Like I said, I would try to add secrets to it. If the secrets is taken, try to add like instant secrets, like instant spy trade secrets or underground spy trade secrets, or I just try to think of like cool words in the front of it or the back of it. Make sure you get the .com. If I can't get the .com, the .net like isn't any good. That's kind of my own personal opinion. So always get the .com. If you can't get the .com, then try to throw another word in front of it. Okay. All right. So that's the first thing. Number 2, and everyone's process is going to be different, but for me, this is just how my brain works. So this is what I'm going to be teaching you guys. Some of you guys may not work in the same order that I do, but this is how I work. I have to get a domain name first. Like for me, all creativity comes off the domain name. And as soon as I have the domain name, then the second step is I have to have a logo. Like if I don't have a logo design, I can't create anything else. I don't know why, but that's just how it is for me. And so what I want to recommend you guys do is after you get the domain name, you know what your domain is going to be. Now let's go get a logo design. Okay. Now, if you scroll down below in your handout, I have a bunch of different places you can get logos from. And so I'm going to show you them really quick. This one right here, this is a guy on the Warriors forum, and he is amazing. He's probably done 12 or 13, maybe more than that. At least a dozen logos for me, and probably more. And he's cheap. I think it's less than $100 for logo. If you scroll through here, check out. So I love his style. Like some of these logos are just awesome. And I told him you guys are all going to come buy logos from him. So I don't get a penny for recommending him. But look how his logos are just clean. They're classy. They just look really, really good. And like I said, he's cheap. He's overseas, and he's amazing. I wonder if I can see any of mine in here as I scroll through here. If you scroll through all his posts, you'll see a bunch of mine. I got my testimonials in here like 10 times from him. He also do like little characters if you want. I think his characters cost like $100 or $200, so it's a little bit more. But like I said, for the price, his designs are amazing. Let me see if I can find his pricing. I think it's Longo Sales Letter. Anyway, it's not bad. It's like $100 or something like that. I think it's less than $100. Anyway, you can see all the people's testimonials. If you scroll through here, you'll see some pages. Ooh, I'm scrolling through that too fast. It got me dizzy. I apologize. So if you hire him, like I said, it's usually like 1 or 2 day turnaround and under $100, and boom, you got an amazing logo. So he's one guy that I use a lot. Some of the other ones here, just to show you. So 99 Designs is the one that a ton of people use. This is like a logo design contest. If you're really picky, this is going to be the best way to do it, because you post a logo on there and you'll get like literally 300 or 400 people all competing for your logo, and then you pick the one you like the best. And so you have the ability to get a lot of different looks and feels, and you just commit to the one you like the most. This process takes about a week or so. Someone like me who have really bad ADD, I always post this and I forget about it. I come back like 4 days later and all the designers are mad at me because I haven't given them feedback. So I don't like using 99 Designs. But if you have more longer attention span than me, then this is like probably the best way to get your logos designed. It's usually a little more expensive. You're probably looking at $300 to $500. But again, you get 50, 60, 100 different designers all designing it. And so it gives you the ability to pick the perfect logo. So there's that. I wish it would let me. I'll just do this old-fashioned way. So that's 99 Designs. The other thing about 99 Designs a lot of people don't know about, if you scroll to the very, very bottom, down here, this little thing, it says ready-made logos, and you click on this, and it shows you a ton of logos that people created in logo contests, but they didn't win. And so they just post them here, and you can buy them for super cheap. So you might come in here and type in Forex and search logos, and check it out. There's a whole bunch of logos in here that you can buy for super cheap. So maybe I was like, oh, listen, this is kind of cool. If I was a trading guy with bulls and bears, that's actually a pretty dang cool logo. Anyway, boom, this one you can buy for 99 bucks, and this is your logo. So it's kind of cool. This way there's no risk. You know exactly what you're getting, but you're finding just tons of logos that have already been created. And literally they have like thousands and thousands of them, any niche you can dream of. Ooh, that's kind of a cool weight loss one, the apple there. Anyway, as you can tell, I love just going here and scrolling through and looking at logo designs. I really enjoy this, actually. And I probably bought 10 or so logos from this logo store. In fact, our Neurocell for our supplement, we got it off of the logo store here. So that's another one. Another good one is graphicsriver.net. I love this one. Graphicriver.net. So this is a part of a company called Envato. And they've got a bunch of different companies. In fact, if you scroll to the very bottom, you can see all their companies down here on the left-hand side. So ActiveDen, this gives you Flash and Unity 3D things. I've never used them. Audio Jungle. If you guys ever wonder, like, where's Russell get those cool little jingles in all his videos? I get them all from Audio Jungle. Theme Forces gives you website themes. This gives you motion graphics for your videos. This is the one I'm on right now, a bunch of graphics. 3D models, codes plugin. Anyway, stock photography. This is a really cool company. There's tons of stuff that you can use for creating your products and websites. I use them all the time. So Envato is the name of the company, but this is graphicriver.net. And if you go in here and you type in logos, there's tons of logos you can buy ready-made. Like for example, let's see, we have a company called Sidekick, and boom, this is the logo I got. It cost me 29 bucks, and this is our actual logo we use for Sidekick. Because I thought it was awesome looking. Okay, so you pay 29 bucks, and boom, you own that logo, and you can use it for your company. So again, this is another good place to find just pre-done logos you can buy for super cheap. Like this one right here, it's not really the greatest logo in the world, but for $5, not too shabby. Okay, so depending on what your budget is, different places to go. But I usually search all of them first to find if there's a pre-made one, and then if not, then I'll go some of the other routes. Okay. Swiftly.com. This is in your handouts as well. This is cool. Like, let's say somebody designs a logo for you, and it's kind of good, but you want to tweak, or you need to change the text, or just like little things. And a lot of times, getting a designer to go fix something later is really hard to do. And so this one, you pay someone 15 bucks, and they do just design fixes for you, like edit an image, change something, delete something, make something smaller, make it bigger. And so I use these guys all the time just for little tasks, really, really quick when I get stuck. Okay. Someone asked me last week, like, Russell, how do you do all this kind of stuff? I don't do any of it. I just got really good at finding these resources, and I just pay people 15 bucks, 20 bucks here, 50 bucks here to do these little tasks for me. Otherwise, you just get stuck for days trying to figure out how to open Photoshop and how to edit images. I don't know how to do that. So you guys shouldn't either. Just use simple sites. So Swiftly is really good for little changes. And then the designpacks.com is really cool. This is a new site that just came out recently. And I've used it probably 4 or 5 times now, and I really like it. They can create banner ads, landing pages, websites, Facebook pages, logos, all this kind of stuff. You click on, like, let's say logos. So 89 bucks, you get a logo. And there's a whole bunch of people in here that that you can pick from. So you can kind of check them out. I like that one a lot, the Bid Shack. Anyway, click on Get Started. Oh, so this one lets you. Okay, so this one lets you have logo design contests. There's different ways to use the site. The way I used it before is I just went. Let's see. I think there's a way you can just go and. I remember. Anyway, yeah. That's basically it. You post logo design, and same thing, you get people. They'll give you 5 logo concepts, 200 bucks. 1 logo concept, 89 bucks. And we used this a bunch of times and found some really good stuff as well. So just another place to go and try to shop around to find logos being done. But if I was you guys, what I would do is I would look first on like the logo design store on 99 Designs, so you can find something good. Then look at Graphics River, so you can find something really good. And if not, what I'd probably recommend doing, just because he's fast and good, is go to the Warriors Forum and get this dude to do it, because for under 100 bucks you'll get something custom and amazing, and it's awesome. Okay. So that's step 2 in my process. Is I got the domain name, and now I need a logo to match. And after I have those 2 things, now I'm like, okay, I can go and actually start crafting and creating my offer, my business, and all those type of things. Okay. Now, I personally like to do all the design stuff before I ever create the content. So that's kind of the order I'm working with you guys through this. But if some of you guys are like, hey, you know, I want to create the content before I do the packaging, you can mix things and do it in the order that makes the most sense to you. I'm just showing you guys the order that I do it in. But definitely, if you need to move something around, that works as well. Okay, somebody asked about Fiverr. Yes, Fiverr is also a great resource. I'm going to show you guys a couple other ways to use Fiverr. But Fiverr is a site for $5. People do all sorts of stuff. So you type in logos, and boom, there's a bunch of dudes who do logos for $5. I've never actually, I take that back. I've got like 2 or 3 good designs off of Fiverr. Most of them don't come back good for me. But the nice thing is they're $5. So I'll usually go and I'll hire like 10 people, all to do logo designs, and hopefully one of them comes back good and it's still cheaper. But Fiverr, you can get people on Fiverr to do almost anything you can dream of, which is kind of cool. Okay. All right, so after I got the domain name and I've got the logo, the next thing for me is I want to get the mailer created. Okay, so this is the mailer right here. This is what I'm going to be sending to discdeliver.com. So I'll go back here. Again, this is the company that I showed you guys. If you're going to do the free plus shipping with physical DVDs or CDs, these guys are great because it's all print on demand. You only pay when somebody orders, and so it's a nice easy way to do it. And so if you use them, the way it works is they give you a template. So actually, the first step is you go and you sign up. I think it costs $50 to sign up, but that gives you like your first $50 worth of orders. They just do that so that they know you're a real person. And they gave me a coupon code. I think when you sign up, I think if you put in, actually let me check real quick. I think it's if you put in .com secrets. But let me double check just to make sure. They give you like a 50% discount or something like that. Let me check. Sorry, I'll look it up. I'll look it up outside this and put it and let you guys know. Unless I can find it in the next like 2 seconds. Yeah, I can't. I'll find out exactly what the coupon code is and let you guys know. But it'll save you a little bit of money when you're creating the account the first time. I think the coupon code is .com secrets, but I'll post that for sure and let you guys know. You put it in right there, and that'll just knock off some money on it. But again, it's $50 to get started, and then you can go and start creating stuff. Now, after you get started, what they're going to do is they're going to send you a little thing that looks like this. And for any of you guys who are like me and you're graphically have no skills whatsoever, you're not going to know what to do with this, and I don't know what to do with this. But this is the template that a designer would look at to make this. And this is what the designer is going to send to Deliver to be able to print your DVDs. Okay, and so this is what it looks like. There's an inside panel, back panel, cover panel, left and side panel. Here's the Photoshop file they can use to edit it, and it gives them all the instructions. And then it gives them instruction for how to design this inner CD here as well. Okay, and so this is what you will send to your designer. Now, a lot of you guys are saying, well, I don't have a designer, Russell. What do you do? So I connected with 2 of the people that we work with, and you guys can use them as well. First guy's name is Thane. If you go to blackboxfunnelgraphics.com, he set this up today. He does a lot of our website design. And I was like, hey, man, could you do these mailers for people in our coaching program? So we said at blackboxfunnelgraphics.com. If you go there, I think he said about $200. You give him your logo and $200, and then like the text you want, stuff like that, and boom, he'll design this entire thing, this thing for you, and also this for you as well, and get it to you in the format that you need to give delivered. Okay, so that's Thane. And then the other option is this guy named Ricky. Ricky's an amazing designer, done a ton of stuff for me as well. He said the same thing for all you guys. If you go here and request a quote, say you're part of Russell's program and you want to get the mailer designed, he can do those for you as well. Ricky also is really good at logos and other site design as well. He's done a ton of stuff for us. So these are 2 resources that I use to create my mailers, and I think you guys will love both these guys. They're both awesome. Okay. All right. Any questions? Any questions so far? Cool. Leanne said, this is just what I wanted in the way of training. I'm so glad you included me. I'm working on 3 April. Okay, awesome. Good. I'm going into a lot more detail than we normally go to, but I want to make sure you guys have all the resources and just know the steps, right? So again, for me is going through, I create my system outline, I figure out what my secret is, boom, I go get a domain name for that secret, I get my logo designed, I send my logo design to get my mailer designed, and boom, now all that stuff's out. Now I can start focusing on creating my content, okay? All right, so let me come out here. Step number 3 is creating your content. Now there's a lot of ways to create the content, and all of you guys are going to be different because you're going to have different ways that you feel comfortable doing it. Some of you guys are going to be writers, some of you guys are going to like audio, some of you like video, and it just kind of depends. And if you have specific questions, like I said, feel free in the coaching to ask me, say, Russell, you know, I don't like it doing this way, I want to try this, what's your opinion, or do you have a resource? And I will give you access to anyone I have that can help you with that process. But this will kind of cover probably 95% of you guys. So some of you guys, you're going to want to do audio programs. Okay, if you want to do an audio program, what I recommend is getting a Yeti mic. So if you go to Amazon, this is seriously, I thought these mics were like $5,000. And then one of my friends is like, go to Amazon, type in Yeti. So type in Yeti, and boom, this is the one that I use. All my products that I've ever created have been created on this Yeti. Check it out, $100. I travel with this thing. You can unscrew this and fold it down, and it'll fit in your suitcase. It plugs USB into any laptop or computer, and it's awesome. Amazing quality. You can set it so that if you're interviewing someone, it'll have the audio on the front of the mic and the back. Or if you have a room full of people, you can set it so that it interviews. You know, it grabs audio from all around the mic. If you're just doing an interview, you know, you're just talking, you have just record from the front of the mic. But it's $100, and this mic is amazing. So cool. Lori just said she's got one, and they're awesome. So that's what I'd recommend getting if you want to do an audio thing. Okay, so getting your microphone. Now number 2, after you have your microphone, there's a lot of ways. The microphone you're going to need regardless of how you create your content. If you're doing audio or if you're doing video, so there's a lot of ways to do it. Now, if you want to do audio, if you have some audio skills, you know, it's really easy to record it, and you can edit it and all kind of stuff. I don't personally have any audio editing skills, so I'm going to show you guys how I do it, because I'm guessing that most of you guys are probably doing the way I do it. The first thing I do is I use a company called Instant Teleseminar, and if you go to Instant Teleseminar, they have a $1 trial for 21 days, I think. So you can create your entire product line in 21 days and then never pay a penny for this. But it's awesome. So you go to Instant Teleseminar, you create an account, and what it does, it creates a teleseminar line. And so it's nice. Let's say you're creating your free plus shipping thing, and you're nervous, you don't know what to talk about. One of the easiest things to do is to get somebody to interview you. So you write out 10 or 15 or 20 questions, and you give it to them and just have them interview. So what's cool about Instant Teleseminar is you give them a phone number, and then you call in, and both of you guys call in, you click record, and that person interviews you, they ask you questions, you respond, and when it's all done, boom, it pops out an audio file. You take the audio file, you put it on CD, and you're done. Okay? So Instant Teleseminar is just super easy. We create a ton of our products through Instant Teleseminar just because it doesn't take any technical knowledge or ability, which is good for me. Okay. The next thing is if you want to do more of a video, you can create PowerPoint slides, and you can use GoToWebinar. GoToWebinar, I don't know if they have a trial or not, but you can use it for just a little while and then cancel it afterwards. But you create a webinar, and then what I do is I always record the webinars on my side with either Camtasia or ScreenFlow. Camtasia if you're on Windows, ScreenFlow if you're on a Mac. But sometimes my Camtasia crashes. Sometimes I forget or whatever. So what I do is I use a company called WebinarWizards.com. The owner is a guy named Eli. In fact, Eli is recording this webinar right now as we speak. So I'm not just saying that. I actually do. He records every one of my webinars. I'll usually give him the login to my GoToWebinar account. I tell him the date and the time. He logs in, records it. When it's done, he sends me the video file, and then I can go and edit that or post it on my website or put it on a DVD or whatever I want to do. But he's amazing. And it's not that expensive. I don't know the exact prices we pay, but for you to record a webinar and have him record it and give you the video file back, you're probably looking close to $100 or so. So it's definitely worth it. And that way you've got, like I said, I always do it just in case to always have a backup recording. Like I said, I'm recording this right now with Camtasia, but in case something goes wrong, I've also got Eli's backup. And it's just nice to have multiple things. So if I was you guys, I'd get to know him, know his company. They're amazing. They've been doing stuff for us for over a year now, and I would never go back. We've used a lot of people in the past, and they're amazing, and they're by far the cheapest that we found that still give you an amazing quality. So And then Camtasia and ScreenFlow, very simple. You guys just set up a PowerPoint on your screen. You click record. You just talk through. It records whatever's happening on your screen. And then when you're done, you click stop, and boom, it pops out a video file that then you can use as your video. Okay? Or you can go and create your free thing with a video camera. Our .com secrets, or excuse me, our potato gun one, all it was me and this guy named Nate. We had this little like handy cam, this cheap camera, and we just recorded ourselves going to Home Depot and buying potato guns and making a gun and shooting it, and that became the actual product. So there's a lot of ways. There's a lot of ways to create the content. It doesn't matter how you do it; just you got to do it. And so those are some resources to do it. Joe just mentioned Pure Leverage also has a nice video and webinar recorder. They do as well. So there's a lot of different ways to do that. Okay. So after you have the audio or the video, whatever the content created, now the next step is you got to get it formatted. So what I do is I go to Fiverr, again Fiverr.com, type in audio editing, boom, here's like 1,000 people who will edit your audio or your video. So you just send them your audio file, your video file. They'll cut off the beginning, the end. They'll add intro tracks. They'll add music. Whatever you want them to do, they'll do it. Okay. This guy right here, he uses master audio with Audacity, or anyway, Pro Tools Fast. This guy will clean your audio track. Anyway, for $5, you get people that'll fix up your videos, your audio, whatever. Just make it so it's killer quality. It sounds great, and it's amazing. And then from there, all we do, you guys, is then you burn it onto a CD. And you mail that CD to Disc Delivered. Okay. Now, if you're like me, you have no idea how to burn a CD. I don't know how to burn a CD. I don't have a CD burner. I don't think in my computer. I probably do. I don't know how to do it. So what I do is I have my brother do it. I asked my brother before this webinar. I said, "Hey man, would you be willing to do it for any of our coaching clients?" He said yes. So if you guys want my brother to do it, basically said if you send him a DVD, he'll take the DVD, he'll chop the front and the back, and put it on a DVD, burn it, and mail it to Disc Delivered for you for $100. Or if you want him to make a one-page menu with like your logo on it, $150. Or if you want to do an audio CD, it's $50. Again, you don't have to use them. You can use some kid next door. You can use anyone that you know that can burn a CD. But if you want you want my brother to do it, he does it for me. Like I said, it's pretty cheap. I don't get a penny for this. Just PayPal him at this email address, or email him and ask him, and he can do that work for you guys as well. So that's just another resource, because I don't want anyone getting stuck. I don't want anyone getting to the point where like they've created the audio and they're like, now what? How do we get it on DVD? And if you ask them that, I won't know the answer. So this I recommend is just, again, for $100, or $50 for CD, he can get it all audio ready, burn it on a CD, mail it to Disc Delivered, and it'll be just done and out of your hands. Okay. And so that is kind of the process. Again, here's the resources for the graphics, and that's it, you guys. So we covered a lot of things, and so I kind of want to just recap, and I'll go through your homework and I'll kind of recap what you guys need to get done this upcoming week. So the first thing, for those of you guys who haven't not done your homework from last week yet, or you haven't got enough results from your Ask campaign last week, is I recommend going out there and keep trying to get some more stuff. If you get stuck for whatever reason, you can't do it, just start even posting just questions on Facebook groups and to your own friends, and just asking that question, like, what's your number one question about how to lose weight, or how to trade, or how to, whatever your niche is. Just ask that question, even if they're informal answers, just so you get some feedback, so you know you're going in the right direction. Okay. From that, then you got to come back and start doing this week's homework. Okay, this week's homework, there's a little bit more to it. It's going to take a little more time, but it should be fun for you guys. I think you should enjoy it. So the first thing is do the exact same process I went through with Steve. Is take your questions, take the stuff you already know, the things you know you want to teach, and create your system outline. Okay, and now from that outline, hopefully one or two things is going to stick out. Okay, you're either going to decide that, hey, I'm going to teach my free plus shipping thing. I'm going to teach an overview of my entire system, or like it happened with Steve, one thing's going to pop out and you're like, boom, SPY trades. That's my thing. SPY trade secrets. That's what I'm going to teach. That's going to be my free front end. Okay, and either one of those things is fine. It's just whatever one makes sense for yours. After you know what that is, go and buy your domain name. Again, don't worry about hosting or anything else right now. Just go and lock up that domain name. That's the only thing you need right now. Some of you guys said, Russ, I already have a domain name. What should I do? If you already have a domain name, that's fine. You can use that one if you want, or go get another one. They're only like, what, $12 a year? You're paying $1 a month for it. I literally have I don't know, 2,000 or 3,000 domain names in my account. Because every time I have an idea, I go buy a domain name. Because I just want to make sure I have that for when I'm ready for it. And so, again, it's so cheap. Don't worry if you have 1 or 2 or 3 domains. Just make sure you lock up the one you think is going to be exciting. Now, don't do what what I've done and what a lot of people do and go and buy 2,000 domains. Please don't do that. I met a guy the other day who had 3,500 domains he'd purchased and didn't have a single website on any of them yet. Please don't be that guy. You know, having 1 or 2 domains is fine, but don't get 3,000. So if you already have a domain and you want to use that, that's fine. If you don't have one yet, just go and find one that's going to be good for this project. Okay. The reason why I say that, because like my core website is .comsecrets.com, right? This is our core site. It's our blog. It's all this stuff right now, right? We're doing a big rebrand of it right now. It's turning out kind of fun, but this is our core site. But you look at our buyer magnet is on .comsecretslabs.com. Okay, our buyer magnet for our t-shirt right here will be on a different domain. Okay, so I usually have these things just on different domains just because it's easier for me to, when someone's like, hey man, where'd you get a t-shirt? And it's easier to go like, hey, go to whatever.com and get your free t-shirt. You know, look at Preston's offer. He used freemoneyt.com for his free t-shirt, even though his real website is realestatemogul.com. He even has his realestatemogul.com logo on the site, even though he's got this domain to be able to send people to really easily. Okay, so again, just go back and find a domain that'll be good for it. Hold on, let me get back to our homework. All right. Okay, so buy your domain. Next is go and get your logo designed. Again, you're looking at about $100 maximum for your logo. Go get it designed. Find one that you guys fall in love with. Because if you got a cool logo, everything else just, at least for me, it just becomes easier. Like, it's just easier to create the product, easier to create the content. Like, I don't know, I'm sure it's psychological, but for me, if I got a good logo, everything else just falls into place. After you got your logo, then go get your disc mailer designed. And again, in your homework, I gave you guys some resources, people we use. Again, that shouldn't cost you more than $100 to $200 to get that designed. If you have your own artist, graphic artist, they can do it for you as well. But just make sure you give them your logo, give them the text, and they can go and create the mailer for you. Then you go and record your content, get either audio or video. Then get your master disc created, and then you're going to mail your master disc and your mailer to discdeliver.com. Once you've done that, you guys, you have all the assets you need for your buyer magnet. All that part of this process will be done. Okay. For some of you guys, this may take the entire week. Some of you guys might get it done tonight. If you get stuck along the way, again, let me know. But hopefully we went through it in enough detail in this training to give you all the pieces. We'll have this recording up and archived by tomorrow at the latest, so you can go back through if you get stuck. But we want to make sure you guys have all the tools to be able to go through this process. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, okay, good question. So Betty's asking about the content we're creating right now. Like, what are we creating? Is it the whole product? No, the answer, what you're creating right now is just this front end right here. This is the buyer magnet. Okay, this is the thing that we're going to be giving away for free plus shipping. Okay, so again, it's going to be either an overview of your system that you're going to teach back here, or it's going to be just one cool secret of that system. So that's what we're creating right now. Again, the audio, the video doesn't need to be more than an hour. An hour actually would be max. We've done free CDs that are 30 minutes long, some that are 45 minutes long, but just enough that people, when they get that, they're like, wow, this is really, really cool. We want to give them that aha moment of like, wow, this is a cool thing. Okay, because either you're explaining your system, which should make them excited, or you're giving them this one tip, this one secret where they're just like, man, that was awesome. That's gonna change everything for me. Okay. All right. Any other questions you guys have right now at all? I know I've dumped a lot on you guys right now. Okay. Yeah, Eric said, so is this what we're going to give the people who fill out our Flycatcher survey? Definitely. This is going to be the product you're going to give them back for free. Okay, and that way you can start getting, and that's the other strategy behind giving people the product for free, you guys, on the Flycatcher, is that you can get free testimonials back from people who go through this content like, man, Russell's stuff is awesome, or so-and-so stuff is awesome. Okay. Joe said, we need a specific logo size. No, if they ask you what size, just say big, because it's easier to shrink logos than it is to make them bigger. I don't know what dimensions. Anytime they ask me that, I'm like, just make it big so I can shrink it down for print and things like that. Cool. Eugene said, I'm not getting enough responses to my survey. How to get more? Again, if you're not getting enough responses to your survey, Look at doing more of an informal one where you just go to your Facebook, either your own wall or to a Facebook group, and just say, hey guys, I'm working on this project, just curious on what's your number one question about this. So instead of sending them off Facebook onto like an actual flycatcher page, you can get a similar thing just by raising that question in a Facebook group or on your own Facebook page or in a forum. Or the other thing you can do, you guys, this is another idea. I'm going to show this one because this is easy. Like the Warriors forums. This is like the biggest internet marketing forum. So if you just go to like an internet marketing or any forum, the forum of your niche, and you go through and you start looking, these are all the questions people have. I could really quickly get a lot of information for my Ask campaign just by looking at this. Okay, check this out. Is posting too much unique content too fast bad? Should you always write about what you love? What if you're not an expert in anything? Email autoresponder series. Internet marketing and making money online getting harder. Where does your traffic come from? Promoting non-affiliate products. How do you stop your product downlinks from Google Index? Okay, in the first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, first 8 things that I just posted there, I got like 10 ideas for products. Okay, very quickly you can see these are people interested in internet marketing. They're asking their questions, just like an Ask campaign. Okay, so if I was a wrestler, I'd go to themat.com. Same thing, I'd come over here. Oh wow, they changed this since I've been here last. I'd go to forums. Boom, and I would start searching the wrestling forums. Yeah, I go to high school wrestling, let's say, and see like what are they talking about. Boom, boom, boom. And I start finding out like what questions they're asking. Okay, so for you guys, I don't know. I'm not sure if there's a Forex forum. I'm sure there is. Let's see, Forex forum. Boom, here's some Forex forums. Here's forexfactory.com. They've got a forum. And looks like they've got a lot of people talking about stuff. They got 2.2 million replies up here on interactive trading. So I'm going to click right here and see what people are talking about. Okay, all this stuff is like reading Chinese to me. So I don't know what any of it means. But I'm sure if I dig deeper, I can start finding some questions. Okay, so if you're not getting people to fill out your survey, then that's fine. You can go out there and start mining for information. See what questions people are asking in the forum. See what questions people are asking on Facebook. When you start seeing the questions people are asking, that's when you're going to start getting the information about what people are really looking for. Okay, so don't let that hold you up. If you aren't getting submissions to your survey, just go out there and start searching for it and find out what people are talking about, what they're asking questions on. Okay. A bunch of questions coming through. Good. Okay. Someone said, so either the buyer magnet is the free plus shipping or a free t-shirt without any of this content needed. What do I do with a t-shirt once ready? Okay, so again, you guys can create free plus shipping things on anything you want. I'd recommend doing the information first because it's going to be more specific to like what it is you're selling on the back end. If you do want a t-shirt stuff, contact me specifically through the training, and I can connect you with people that are doing our t-shirts. So yeah. Next thing, can it be an interview? Yes, definitely. Your free plus shipping thing, I would say the majority of you guys, this will be an interview. Okay, either you interviewing somebody or somebody interviewing you. When I first got started, I didn't have any things to sell, and there was this website back in the day. It's not there anymore, but you could pay someone $50 and they'd interview you. And so I paid him $50 and I gave him a list of like 10 questions, and they just interviewed me. And at the end of it, they gave you like the recording of that thing, and it became one of my products. You can do the same thing. Call your mom or your sister or your brother or some kid down the street and say, hey, can you ask me these 10 questions? Call this phone number and ask me these 10 questions. I'm making a new product. I need someone to interview me. And it's a very easy way to go and create it. Great question. What's a good rate of getting responses to surveys? That's a hard question to answer because it's so much based on where you drove the traffic, who you're asking, what market. The biggest thing I would look at, you guys, is just try to get enough. The reason why I'm having you do this exercise is so you're not just going into this thinking you're going to create whatever you want to create. The goal is to find out what people are asking. Okay, so if they don't fill out a survey, then go and search for people who are asking questions. You're doing the research right now to make sure that you're going the right direction. Okay, so if it's not directly, maybe you call some people, go on to Facebook and just private message people who are in a Facebook or a Forex group and say, hey man, I'm in Forex, I'm learning some stuff, I'm working on putting together a course. Saw you're in the Facebook group, just curious what your number one question is. just be creative in what you need to do to get some answers back and just start finding out what people are actually looking for. Okay, is it possible for the free front-end product to be just a weekly email or some other kind of content? Do you recommend something tangible? James, I recommend something tangible because then you have a reason for them to give you their credit card. If it's digital and you're like, hey, I'm going to give this free report, why would they give you their credit card? You know what I mean? I've seen other people do it where they do like a $7 report where it's info product, and you can do that. It's just not quite as effective, I don't think, as a free CD, but it works as well. And you will see some buyer magnets we're creating that are low ticket like that, like $3, $5 reports, $7 reports. So you can do that. I just love the shipping thing because now you rationalize why people should be paying you. Because it's free, just cover cover shipping and I'll mail it to you. Now they pull their credit card out, now you've proven they're a buyer. But you can do it multiple different ways. There are a lot of ways to just skin the cat. Okay, good question. We already have a book created that we'd like to use. Work if we could use a print-on-demand service. Do you have a good print-on-demand service? Okay, so Eric, great question. Yes, well, kind of. I know that Lulu.com does print-on-demand, but they're super expensive. We're trying to find a company right now as well. Right now, we've been ordering about 1,000 books at a time. I'm researching other places right now, and when I find out some good resources, we found one we're kind of chasing a lead with a company down in Colombia that we can print books for, like a 200-page book for under $1, and we're trying to get a hold of them and see if we can make that happen. But we have 2 free plus shipping books coming out, so as I find more info on that, I will let you and the group know. But I don't have anything good right now. Lulu, the biggest problem is it's almost like $20 to do print on demand with them, so it got really expensive. Amanda said, can you use a subdomain? Yes, you can definitely use a subdomain if you already have a domain. In fact, for our t-shirt one, I think our t-shirt one is going to be ignite.dotcomsecrets.com, so it'll be a subdomain. Mary Ellen, how long did it take you to get the mic? If you buy it on Amazon, you can usually get the mic within like 2 days, 2 or 3 days. Okay, so what if you're targeting beginners to a system and they don't know what to ask? That's if you're targeting something they don't even know what to ask, then they're probably not interested. If you're interested in like internet marketing, usually you're trying to figure stuff out and you're confused, and that's why you have questions to ask. That's why you'd be looking for a product. If they're so new that they don't even know what to ask, they're probably not in the market yet. That'd be kind of my recommendation. And if they're too new to ask, then figure out a way you could ask them some questions and just kind of find out what they're, they've got questions. Otherwise, they're not there. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. Okay, is disdeliver.com the best place to use? They are the best place to use for print on demand. In fact, I don't know anywhere else that does print on demand with this kind of a mailer. Kunaki.com will do print on demand, but they're more like these, like CDs and DVDs in like a plastic or a glass, like a plastic case. These are nice because they're really thin mailers. And they look really classy and they're cool. But you can get them cheaper. What I do is I test it here, and if it works, like we're testing the potato gun right now, and if it works, I'm going to call Disdelivered up, and I know the guy Brett that runs it, and say, hey Brett, right now I'm paying $5.95 to ship it. I want you to print 1,000 of them for me because I know it's selling. And he'll say, okay, well it's $2 a piece if you print 1,000. So it's way cheaper for him to print 1,000 at a time. So I will test it here and then call him back up and see how low they can get if I buy in bulk quantities. Cool. Well, I think that covers most of the questions you guys had. Again, if you have questions along the way, please just go and submit the questions to me directly, and I can definitely answer them through there. We're calling on the Friday call-in hours. Okay, so a couple of questions came through. One is, can interviews be done on Skype and posted and put on a CD? What's the best way to do that? Probably, I've never interviewed someone on Skype. I know I've been interviewed on Skype before. I think they have Skype software you can download that would record your Skype calls, but again, I've never done that before. I would just go to Google and type in Skype record Skype calls. So I would look at 5 great ways to record a Skype call. I would do that. When I got the Skype call back, then I would do the same process. I'd go to Fiverr.com, get someone to edit it for me, and then I would either burn it on a CD or I'd give it to my brother to burn it on a CD and mail it to them. So same kind of process after that. Kunaki, I think it's Yeah, Kunaki, Kunaki. Kunaki is kind of a nightmare to work with. They won't answer the phone. They won't talk to you. They won't respond to you. And it's kind of a weird process to get them to work. But after you get it set up and working, it works pretty good. But just, there's no support. Like, there's no one that can respond back to you if you get stuck. So, but the prices are cheaper with Kunaki as well. But I don't personally use them. We used them once or twice in the past. They were kind of frustrating personally to work with, and so that's why I just deliver. They're a lot more personal. I can call someone on the phone and get help if we're stuck. So, but I look at Zan and Jen, who some of our students did that killed it in the hair bow business. Everything they sold was through Kunaki, so it works good as well. Okay. And for some reason, you guys are right. The question place today went down where you can ask the questions. We're using a third-party software for that, so I will check into that and see why that's not working, and we'll make sure it's working as quick as possible for questions. Also, the membership site, last I saw before I got on the webinar, was almost done, so we should have that by tomorrow. And again, all the info to submit questions is there as well. So, yep. And if you guys if you're stuck between now and then, you have a quick question, just email me as well. You guys have my email address. And then I'll work to make sure that the question box is working soon. All right, cool. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate you guys being part of this training. I hope you get a lot out of it. Again, I hope you guys print this out and post it next to your computer so you can kind of see this is the process we're going through. And at the end of this, you guys are going to have a wicked awesome funnel. It's going to help you make a lot of money and generate a lot of leads and bring people into your funnel. So it should be awesome. All right, thanks, you guys. And again, I'll get this recording up online as quick as possible, but by tomorrow you should have it. And we'll talk to you guys all again soon. Thanks, everybody.